I played a lot of my cricket wanting to play for India. I overtook Dhoni, but it won't be a matter of time before he overtakes me back. I didn't even know this till you told me honestly. It's very tough to compare an SA20 to an IPL. Hello.
My question is surpassing MS Dhoni in T20 runs, a notable achievement. What does this milestone mean to you? And how do you reflect on your journey in T20 cricket?
Ma'am, I played a lot of my cricket wanting to play for India. And when I retired from IPL and playing in India 6 months ago, I think that was the most important, trying to play for the country and doing well. I've never been someone who's very fascinated by records, probably because I don't have great records. I don't know. But, it was great to know that I overtook Dhoni, but it won't be a matter of time before he overtakes me back, and it really wouldn't trouble me much. I'm happy for him to keep that record as the highest, whatever run scorer as a wicketkeeper. I don't know what it is, but it is. I didn't even know this till you told me. Honestly, it's okay. It's nice to know, but it's not something that I crave or really wanted.
You played for Paarl Royals, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, and multiple other teams. So when you look at the culture, there's a difference of franchise culture everywhere you go and everywhere you play. So what difference did you find when you played for the SA20 franchise and when you compare it to India here in the IPL?
Look, the pressures are very different. When you play SA20, the context and the way the tournament is perceived is very, very different. I'm sure Rajasthan Royals is very different as an atmosphere, as a team to play compared to a Pal Royals because it is played in different time zones. The amount of interest shown in different parts of the world, you come to an IPL, the amount of ad shoots you do if you're part of a team is so much more compared to an SA20. Eventually, I think SA20 would like to get there, which is obviously the challenge. But it's very tough to compare an SA20 to an IPL. Yes, Royal Challengers Bengaluru RCB is a very different atmosphere completely compared to what a Royals is in South Africa. So it's very difficult for me to compare purely because it's played in two different time zones, two different teams, two different countries, etc., etc. But cricketing wise, as an experience, again, playing in India to playing in South Africa, the challenges are different. At times, batting can be easier in India. The pressure is a lot more. South Africa, probably the pressure sometimes is slightly lesser, but the pitches were a lot more harder to bat on.
Yeah, my question is regarding SA20's footing as a franchise league. The stakeholders, Graham Smith and company, they have often mentioned in no uncertain terms that they aim to make this the second biggest league after the IPL. But then there is no scarcity of competitions. There's ILT20, BBL, PSL, the 100, and the likes. So, what is your reckoning? What is your say? Like, could the SA20 be an understudy to the IPL?
More than an understudy, I think it is at the moment the most competitive league after IPL. I purely say that because of the quality of domestic talent available. And how, as I said, I keep repeating it in a way, but the rivalries that have developed in these last 3 years. Every year, you can see the domestic cricketers, you speak to them, apparently they've been working hard to be part of this competition. It matters a lot to them. And that is a very healthy sign. A. And B, the fact that all the Indian owners already pre existing in IPL are helping them grow the game in their domestic circuit is another big plus. And that's what you ideally want. Not only just have a strong team for the competition, but also invest in the grassroots so that eventually it's going to come back and help them. And that is good to see during the SA20.
आईपीएल से के बाद अगर कोई बड़ा टूर्नामेंट होता है तो हम अक्सर बात करते हैं कि आईपीएल किस तरह से किस खिलाड़ी को मदद कर रहा है उस टूर्नामेंट के लिए या नेशनल टीम में कमबैक के लिए इवन जोस बटलर श्रेय देते हैं और खिलाड़ी भी श्रेय देते हैं तो आप ऐसे 20 को किस तरह से देख रहे हैं कि चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी से पहले हुआ है और किस तरह से खिलाड़ियों को मदद ये लीग किया होगा या कर सकता है
देखो SA20 जैसा एक कॉम्पिटिटिव टूर्नामेंट खेलेंगे तो पहली चीज ये है कि व्हेन यू डन वेल कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है एक ही प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है कभी कभी इतना पास है टूर्नामेंट कोई इंजरी हुआ तो वापस तैयार होने के लिए टाइम बहुत कम रहता है यही एक चैलेंज होता है बट जब अगर SA20 नहीं है तो बाइलैटरल में भी हो सकता है वो तो आई आई वुडंट यूज दैट एज एन एक्सक्यूज बट जो कॉन्फिडेंस मिलते हैं और उनको जो टैलेंट पूल और प्लेयर पूल बढ़ा सकता है दैट इज द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज ऑफ हैविंग अ टूर्नामेंट लाइक SA20 कैन यू स्ट्रेट अवे जो T20 खेलते हैं उनको वनडे खेला सकते हैं वो ऑलवेज is a work in progress because देखना पड़ेगा कि कैसा player है, क्या कर रहा है और whether वो fit होगा one day ODI setup में. That is a different question altogether, but definitely दो चीजें होंगी. एक, कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ प्लेयर्स बढ़ता है टू प्ले इन बिगर गेम्स, इंपॉर्टेंट गेम्स. एंड वी हैव सीन ये जो लास्ट दो वर्ल्ड कप है, साउथ अफ्रीका हैव डन रियली वेल इन नॉकआउट मैचेस व्हिच यूज्ड टू बी एन इशू, एंड आई एम श्योर SA20 हैज हेल्प्ड एंड प्लेड अ पार्ट इन दिस. और प्लेयर पूल बढ़ता है. आज एक लुआनरे है, क्वेना मैपाका है, जॉर्ज लिंडे है, टेवॉल ब्रेविस है, इतना नया नाम आए हैं प्योरली बिकॉज ऑफ SA20, which is something South Africa cricket will be very happy with.
I want to ask you about one trend which was really common in SA20. Like, it was not a trend, but in the Paarl Royals game against Pretoria Royal Capitals, Paarl Royals used all 20 overs of spin bowling. So, do you believe that such a tactic can be replicated in other leagues like the IPL?
More than other leagues in the IPL, I think it's got to do with the pitches. In PAL, it was actually like playing for Tamil Nadu. We focused a lot more on spinners. We had a lot more spinners in the team, and the pitches also aided spinners. And that's why we bowled 20 overs of spin, and we were very successful in that game. And I'm sure in the near future, if there are grounds which are aiding spin, and they won't think twice to bowl 20 overs of spin or probably at least 16 overs of spin. If the pitch is slow, it's going to turn, and it's harder to hit spinners than fast bowlers.
I would like to ask you about, in all the matches you have played for Paarl Royals, which one was the most satisfying? I would, if I may ask, of all of them, and your experience. And if you would like to answer one more question, your experience of playing with Joe Root, who's normally he's not, he's not deemed as a proper T20 player, but you shared the stage with him in a T20 format. How was the experience?
So as a match, I feel the one that we won against Pretoria, because it was a very interesting game, slightly low scoring. We got 130 odd, but to bowl 20 overs of spin and defend was very interesting. So that gave a lot of satisfaction. But most importantly, we also won 5 games out of 5 in home conditions. That tells you that we read the conditions well, had the team. The team that was picked, Credit Royals, was a very good one that suited the conditions. So that was very satisfying. And playing with Joe Root was one of the highlights, I believe, for me personally, playing this tournament. I've never interacted much with him, always seen him, said a hello, hi, but to rub shoulders with him, be with him in the same dressing room, what a terrific personality. He's a legend of the game. Easily will go down as one of the greatest batters to have ever played in this sport. But the attitude that he brings is just very warm, welcoming, helps the youngsters so much, and always wants to have a fun and a laugh and wants the team to have a great time. Things that he was doing, like we had this push-ups contest after the match, and it was all started by him. It's just the energy that he brings, the genuinity that he brings towards the sport. It was wonderful playing with him. It was one of the best experiences, actually. Playing with such a legend who has no hang-ups about himself, very relaxed, very humble. It was a lot of fun.